My name is Charlie Kirk. I run the largest pro-American student organization in the country, Turning Point USA, fighting for the future of our republic. Speaking to you in my personal capacity tonight as a 26-year-old, I see the angst of young people as well as the challenges facing new parents. I am here tonight to tell you, to warn you, that this election is a decision between preserving America as we know it and eliminating everything that we love. Kamala Harris or Tim Walz.
Okay, guys. Welcome back to the show. Whew. Welcome back to the show. Today we honor a man whose life was a mission. A mission to awaken America's youth, defend biblical truth, and challenge the cultural tide. This is the story of Charlie Kirk, activist, believer, and builder of one of the most influential conservative movements in modern history. Charlie Kirk was born in Arlington Heights, Illinois in 1993, raised in the nearby Prospect Heights. He discovered his passion for politics early, organizing events in high school and volunteering for Republican campaigns. After being rejected by West Point, Charlie made a bold decision to skip college and pursue activism full-time. At just 18, he founded Turning Point USA in his parents' garage with help from Tea Party activist Bill Montgomery. Their goal? To counter liberal dominance on college campuses and build a network of young conservatives who weren't afraid to speak up. Today, TPUSA is a juggernaut. They are active on over 3,500 campuses with 850 plus chapters, hosts 6 national summits and 8 regional conferences annually, created the Professor Watch List and School Board Watch List to expose leftist bias in education, launched Turning Point Action to mobilize voters and influence elections, built Turning Point Faith to equip churches for civic engagement. Charlie's influence extended far beyond campus. He hosted The Charlie Kirk Show, a top conservative podcast and radio program with millions of listeners. He was a frequent guest at the White House, a close ally of President Trump, and a powerful voice in the cultural war. But at the heart of it all was his faith. Charlie often said, "I'm nothing without Jesus." He lived it through daily prayer, scripture study, and a Sabbath unplugged from tech. He and his wife Erica, both evangelical Christians, urged young people to prioritize family and faith over fame and fortune. His final public act was speaking at Utah Valley University during TPUSA's American Comeback Tour. While answering a student's question, Charlie was tragically assassinated. His last post read, "Jesus defeated death, so you can live." Charlie Kirk was just 31. He leaves behind a wife, 2 children, and a movement that refuses to back down. To his supporters, Charlie was a fearless warrior. To his critics, a provocateur. But to those who knew him, he was a man of conviction, courage, and unwavering belief in America's promise. With that being said, we're going to watch a couple different things here, just as some stuff that we can cover. This was the Liberty students gathered to prayer for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones after the event had happened. This was Liberty University.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I
this is a very big deal. Oh, that may have echoed. I'm sorry if that echoed, but this was obviously a really big deal to get a whole entire university together, and many other universities and different places all have been doing things for Charlie. I'm gonna get this next clip ready. This was at the one of the House meetings that they made a moment of silence for Charlie, and I'll let you guys see that real quick.
In the chamber and those in the gallery, please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Obviously, this means a lot. It's a big event that's happening, and to have congressmen and House representatives and all kinds of different people shouting this out is very important. It was a very big day for America. This guy meant a lot to a lot of people, and a lot of people probably wasn't bringing him up every day like they would Trump and different people, but he had a very big influence. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next video that we have here, but just to show that the House of Representatives, and if just in this picture alone with all the people standing up, normally you would have somebody in this crowd who'd probably be sitting down or doing something else who's not really paying attention to anything, but it's such a big thing, or somebody would be back there screaming by now about like protesting, like we've seen in the RFK things that we've covered, but or that any of you guys may have watched. But this is a big deal to have the entire House do that. Next up, we have this clip right here that I'm going to let him introduce himself and speak on Charlie real quick. The next couple are going to be people that Charlie knew, or people who are talking about Charlie here.
Was the Abraham of our times.
Oh wait, hold on.
Charlie Kirk was the Abraham of our times. I know that people are going to say, Abraham? Yes. What did Abraham do? He was one individual in a world where they were throwing their children into volcanoes, and he challenged everybody, come to my tent, let's talk. Judaism began on ideas. Judaism began on education. The whole world's religions, the basic religions, all came from conversation in a tent. Charlie Kirk never got angry at anybody. Abraham never got angry at anybody. Look what Abraham built. Now look at these 3,000 people. You just killed their main guy. Do you see rioting in the streets? Do you see anybody going across America saying we're going to go, no justice, no peace? No. You know what they're all doing? They're all talking about how can we make America better? How can we become better? And that is the threat to the other side.
And I feel like he touched on a lot of big things there. It's part of why I've been saving these videos as I've been going across them, but I feel like that was a pretty big thing there because of the comparison of him to Abraham in the Bible. And really and truly, it was a very good comparison. He never let his faith dwindle when it came to other people coming up, and faith was obviously a very big thing for Charlie Kirk, as obvious by his launch of TPUSA's Faith that we had mentioned before. And just Charlie was an awesome person, and we're gonna go to the next clip here, but I don't want to sit lightly on that. That was a big deal because like he said, people are not demanding justice. They're not rioting in the street. People are demanding justice, but they're not going nuts about everything. They're being reasonable. They're wanting to know, how can we stop this from happening again? This is a big deal, and it turned a lot of people's current beliefs, or their past beliefs, to completely change the way they're going to vote, the way people are thinking of government in general, and realizing the danger in just following these twin trends. And Charlie was big on using your own head, debating what you're actually hearing, and not just rolling with everything like it's the truth. You should actually use your brain and think on different things here. But we're going to go to the next video. This is from Charlie Kirk's pastor, which was a big deal here. And these are some people from Daily Wire too. I know Charlie, he worked a lot with Daily Wire, from what I've heard from the Daily Wire staff, even in the past before Charlie was had died. They were already mentioning a lot about him.
Rob McCoy, and it's I want to read something because we got a message from Rob McCoy, and it's Charlie's personal pastor, and we were cleared to share this message, so I just wanted to take a moment and read this. He said, "My friend Charlie Kirk was murdered today by a coward. His life will be remembered for many wonderful things. He built it all with power of the spoken word. He never used violence, but was threatened every day with violence by those who couldn't contend with logic and truth. And now they have done to my friend what evil always does. It takes away life. Charlie did not die, however, but instead he has begun to truly live. His life was secured eternally by his Savior, Jesus Christ. This truth allowed Charlie to face every threat with courage because he didn't fear death. All evil knows is death, and they derive their power from it. Charlie lived for life and will be remembered for this. My heart is broken for his family, his wife Erica, his two precious children. Evil has not prevailed, and it will not win." And that was from Rob McCoy. And I think that that is just such a testament to Charlie, to his character, to what he knew to be true, and that he didn't care what that meant, what threats that meant. He was going to speak the truth unabashedly. And now we have seen that in its truest form, and it's really profound because we do know that death doesn't get the last laugh here, and that Charlie is now with Jesus Christ, and it gives us some level of comfort today. But I just wanted to share that message from his pastor.
Well, Reagan, I really appreciate it. Obviously, I think we're all feeling basically the same thing at this point. And,
Yeah.
you know, we should all take some time and grieve. That it's a good thing to grieve. It's also a good thing to understand what Charlie was fighting for and to redouble our efforts in pursuit of that thing. Reagan, I appreciate the time.
And as we should be doubling our efforts, and what has transpired, what he's left behind should not be taken lightly. And I hope and I pray that whoever is going to be carrying on his legacy at TPUSA, I pray that it goes good, and that they are very successful, and that they stay true to what Charlie has made. Because he founded TPUSA in a garage at age 18. So, he built it up from virtually nothing. I'm going to go ahead to the next clip. This is from Vivek Ramsey, which I know that the two knew each other, and he wanted to put out a clip.
I saw Charlie 2 weeks ago. Talked to him the day before yesterday. He's a hero. He's the best of this country and who we are. He was willing to talk to people who actually disagreed with him. What a novel idea. We don't do that anymore. We needed more Charlie Kirks, but today we lost the one that we had. We pray for his family. We hope he rests in peace. Most importantly, we hope we revive the country that he was fighting for. It's the best we can do. And Charlie, we're going to miss you, but we're not going to forget you. We're going to honor you by building this country so your kids can grow up in the country you were fighting for. Thank you, my man. We'll miss you.
Those were Vivek Ramsey's thoughts on it and a couple different things from what he said. Now we get into the backlash that come from people. This is what reporter Matthew Down, this is them talking about it from Fox News. I'm pretty sure it plays the clip, but there was a reporter out there. I'll just play the clip and then we'll speak on it.
People had to watch what they say today. Matthew Dowd said the most despicable thing today about Charlie.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech. You can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Well, MSNBC called Dowd's comments inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, they said.
He was also fired and replaced very shortly after that, as he should have been. But I know that's probably going to be controversial, but he basically said that Charlie was spreading hate speech and that he led himself into getting shot, which truly and honestly he did, because he got persecuted for his faith, and I feel like that's what got him killed. And there's been a lot of comparisons with the Bible too as well, that Charlie was basically martyred for his faith, and God has a very specific plan for all of us, but when you're martyred, that's even more special in God's eyes, because you died defending him and preaching his teaching and spreading his word. So I know that Charlie's in heaven right now and should be receiving all kinds of gifts and all kinds of everything, love and support from God. This was a very big event and should not be taken lightly. And the people who are reporting bad things on Charlie, yeah, he's dead. If you think he was hurting people by what he was doing, I think you really need to rethink your thought process. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next video. Well, this one's just a picture. This was the manhunt for the killer that was going on. The FBI had offered a $100,000 reward for information leading to Charlie's assassin. And this was the post that they put out with the contact. Let's see, yeah. And then this was Trump's statement after one of the suspects had been caught. Actually, the actual suspect had been caught. One person was arrested in the beginning, older gentleman who was thought to be the assassin, but had turned out that was wrong. He was not the assassin. And he was released after that, because there's always a lot of confusion at these places. But I'm going to go ahead and play this clip for you guys. This is President Trump.
Was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal, and they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, so I understand it, and again, subject to change, but you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later, because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is they have somebody that they think did it.
So, Mr. President.
So he come out and said that, and basically said that the kid who did it, I guess he went home and probably was guilt-ridden and had spoke of his actions, would be my guess, and I'm willing to bet the father had called the pastor, or he had went to the pastor first. I'm not sure. That information hasn't come out yet, but as far as I know, it hasn't come out yet. I could be wrong on that, but I do know that a pastor was involved and his father was involved, just like Trump had just talked about, and he went into FBI custody. So on to our next video here. This is the Utah governor announcing that they arrest a suspect of Charlie Kirk's shooting.
A member of Tyler Robinson reached out to on the evening of September 11th. A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images.
So yeah, basically he said that the guy had turned himself in, essentially, that they come pulling up in a Dodge Charger and he was arrested from, or Dodge Challenger, and was arrested from them. Within the actions of the past current days, Donald Trump has decided to award Charlie Kirk the Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor that a civilian can hold. It's the highest award that a civilian can hold in the United States, which is a really big deal, and I'm really glad that they're giving that to him. Then J.D. Vance flew with Charlie Kirk's casket from Utah to Arizona, or is to be flown, but I think it's already flown. Yes, it has already flown. I remember seeing it flying. So Charlie Kirk, or not Charlie Kirk, but J.D. Vance personally flew with Charlie Kirk's casket from Utah to Arizona. We'll hold off on that because I want to get a what do you call it? I want to get a, let me just look up this and then suspect. Sorry guys, this right here is who it was, is the picture that the FBI had released from the original what do you call it, like whenever they were offering the reward or whatever, they posted this picture to try to help apprehend him if you've seen him. This was the guy who did it. There has been more footage, I believe, like on the suspect, like what he looks like. Here's a piece by BBC. This right here must be the guy that they arrested, and that does match up pretty well with the picture, I believe, that we just saw of the guy who they suspected it being. With that being said, sorry guys, it's kind of a hard topic, but like I said, I'm at a loss for words right now, but I mainly want to say thanks for joining me today. If Charlie's story moved you, share it, live it, and let's keep building that kind of future he fought for. One rooted in faith, freedom, and fearless truth. I'm going to play a clip for you guys because I think it is appropriate. And I'm going to full screen it, and at the end of the clip, the episode will end, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would watch this. This is a clip from one of the sermons that Charlie Kirk had did. And yes, it is a religious clip, but I as a Christian myself, I would like to show this, and I'm sure that you guys will enjoy watching it. I'm going to go ahead and full screen that, and basically I'm going to end this one here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, but until next time, stay bold.
You know this, but everyone dies. It's important to remind yourself of that. That you face God, the judge, and he's going to list everything you did wrong in your life. For those of you that have not given your life to Christ, I can tell you it is the most freeing, liberating thing that a human being can possibly do. The most important thing that you can do. I was really moved when students came up to me and said, Charlie, I'd never heard anyone in the history of this campus say that Jesus Christ was the King of the world. Not once, in 4 years. And it moved me back to an earlier time when I was in church, and I just know I have to get my life right with Christ. And I was just reminded that this is a good kind of lesson that I learned this last week for all of you, that you need to say that every single day to somebody. There is a God who loves you and that created you.